Today, we're talking about Mr. Beast caught up in some scandals, Donald Trump putting some distance in between him and Kraken lawyer Sidney Powell, Michigan State shows off a bit more than they intended, and more, all in today's episode of the Insight Hour. What's up, guys and gals? How was your weekend? Mine was full of birthdays, but like grandma and baby cousin birthdays. So, fun, but family-friendly fun. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Anyways, Alice, let's talk about the Beast Man first.
Mr. Beast, known for his philanthropic video content, is facing backlash. The controversy stems from a recent video where he detonated a large amount of explosives and shredded a Lamborghini. The video has sparked debates on Reddit, particularly in the r/anti-consumption subreddit, about the environmental impact and wastefulness of such stunts.
Okay, so Mr. Beast, the Santa Claus of YouTube, has seemingly gone full Michael Bay with some explosives and a Lamborghini piñata. Sure, it's every 12-year-old's fantasy, but for a 30-year-old, it's like a quarter-life crisis on steroids. Now let's remember, Mr. Beast has done more for charity than all the Real Housewives combined, so naturally some folks on Reddit jumped to his defense, saying the pollution from his shenanigans is nada compared to the good vibes he's put out there. Plus that Lambo was already headed for the junkyard. It's not like he destroyed a perfectly good ride for kicks. Hold your horses. According to the UN, blowing stuff up can mean debris, water pollution, some nasty chemicals being released. So it ain't all exactly rainbows and butterflies. And that Lambo? Sure, it was gonna get scrapped, but some parts could have been recycled. Now it's just $1 million pile of metal spaghetti. Look, Mr. Beast has a platform bigger than some countries, and to be fair, he's used his powers for more good than your average superhero. Planting forests, cleaning oceans, making it rain for charities. Dude's basically out here saving our planet one stunt at a time. But just because you've done good doesn't mean you get a free pass to do whatever. When 182 million peepers are watching your every move, you really gotta be careful with the messages you're broadcasting. I mean, kids are like sponges. They absorb it all. Impressionable little Timmy sees Mr. Beast blowing up stuff and thinks, hey, let's light up the backyard. Not cool. Or very cool. Timmy sounds like an awesome kid. Timmy! I approve. Not really. Don't blow anything up, Timmy. Timmy! So where do we draw the line? Is it all fun and explosions until someone loses an eye? Or is it more complex than that? Are there layers here I'm not seeing? Let me know in the comments.
Samantha Woll, the president of the board at the Isaac Agree Downtown Synagogue in Detroit, was tragically found dead at her home. She was a campaign staffer for Attorney General Dana Nessel and a former aide to Democratic Representative Alyssa Slotkin. Authorities are still investigating the circumstances surrounding her death, but they have found no evidence to suggest that the crime was motivated by anti-Semitism.
Yeah, there's not really much I need to add to this one. It's a terrible situation, and for the sake of her family and loved ones, I really hope they can find some closure soon.
Former President Donald Trump has recently denied that Sidney Powell, known for her Unleash the Kraken phrase, was ever a part of his legal team. This comes after Powell pleaded guilty to 6 misdemeanor charges related to election interference in Georgia and agreed to testify against other defendants. Trump's denial contradicts his previous statements where he included Powell in a list of attorneys defending his claims about the 2020 presidential election.
Well, in a move that's right on character, the Donald is now saying he barely knows Sidney Powell. Says she was never his lawyer and he hardly talked to her. Which, I'd have an easier time believing Batman was a responsible and caring parent to Robin. So, yeah, give me a break. Alright, let's extend an olive branch here for a minute. Maybe Trump's just trying to set things straight on who worked for who. Powell was also repping Mike Flynn, Donald's national security guru. So, possibly, just maybe, the Don's clarifying she wasn't directly on his payroll. See, the problem with that is Trump himself tweeted in 2020 that Powell was a part of his truly great team of legal eagles. So what gives? Is the Donald's memory more full of holes than a chunk of Swiss cheese? Or is this just another flip-flop in the art of the double talk? Now, for all of you card-carrying members of Team Trump, this might not be as bad as it sounds. Powell copying a plea could just be her legal jujitsu to minimize her own punishment. Doesn't necessarily mean she's holding a smoking gun on Donald or anyone else. It's like in poker. Just because you fold doesn't mean the other guy's sitting there with a winning hand. But let's flip the script for a minute. If Powell's got the real scoop, this could mean trouble for Trump and his friends. I mean, she was neck deep in the whole election fraud malarkey. That word feels as old as Biden looks. He should stop using that. So if she starts singing like a canary, who knows what might come flying out. It's like opening Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. But instead of not knowing what sweets you're gonna get, it's not knowing who's about to get subpoenaed. If Powell's testimony leads to convictions, how's that gonna play out in the political scene? Especially with the midterms on the horizon. Will it have any effect at all? Personally, I don't think so. Teflon Don is Teflon Don still, I feel like. But what are your thoughts?
Michigan State University has issued an apology for displaying a picture of Adolf Hitler on the video board during a trivia quiz before a football game against the University of Michigan. The university has stated that the content was from a third-party source and is not representative of their institutional values. They will be implementing stronger screening procedures for all video board content going forward.
Alright, let's take a deep breath here real fast. Yes, Michigan State majorly messed up by accidentally posting a horrendously inappropriate image. They also apologized, which was necessary, and you can bet someone's gonna get sternly reprimanded over the whole monumental mistake. That being said, this is far from a typo, right? This is a pretty epic blunder of unbelievable proportion. A renowned institution actually showcased a photo of one of history's most evil figures, and with everything that's going on right now, someone was clearly trying to start shit. So whose head should roll here? Michigan State's or their content provider? Also, I couldn't find if they meant a third party hacked them or if the file is provided to them by a third party. So if you see an update to it after you see this video, like, let me know. But either way, the buck stops with Michigan State. Someone should have taken the time to review the files or should have been like paying for better network security or something. As a top university, they really should be maintaining strict oversight on what gets published under their name or on their billboards. It doesn't matter who supplied it. The school's leadership should have caught this. Like, no excuses. Tighten up, focus up, do better. It's all anyone can ask for. It's a little funny though. Fucked up, like super fucked up, but I couldn't help giggling when I saw the picture of it, so.
A former officer, Patrick Heron, was just sentenced for sexually assaulting numerous vulnerable women and girls over many years.
The crimes committed by Philadelphia police officer Patrick Heron sort of shake the conscience. Over the course of nearly 2 decades, Heron abused his position of power to sexually assault over 200 victims, many of them underage girls. Even his own daughter's friends weren't safe from his predations. By using his badge to take advantage of vulnerable women and children, Heron betrayed the communities he swore to protect. The fact that he told victims having a cop on their side would help them in court just underscores how he exploited his authorities to keep them silent. His actions were nothing short of monstrous. He's a garbage person, throw him in the trash, let him never see the light of day again. Good riddance. So how was Heron able to get away with this for so long without, like, detection or facing consequence? The failure to identify and stop this sexual predator over 17 years of service raises just so many questions about oversight within the Philly PD. While Heron's guilty plea spared the victims from reliving trauma at the trial, a sentence of 15 to 40 years seems all of, like, inadequate, to say the least. True justice is going to be difficult to find when trust in law enforcement has just been so fundamentally shattered. The path forward needs to involve strengthening accountability and oversight to end the environment that allows abusive cops to act with such impunity. External civilian review boards, better training, mandatory reporting of misconduct, supporting whistleblowers are just a few constantly repeated possible solutions out there. You know, no one's ever said them, or they've said them a bunch at every single one of these incidences. Broken clocks, right? Also, most officers choose this work out of a desire to serve honorably. The goal here is to improve the system, not vilify all police. But it's painstakingly obvious that fundamental reforms are needed. Like, full stop. On that dark note, we're gonna call it a day. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts on any of today's subjects in the comments. And until next time, stay weird, stay safe, and I will see you on Wednesday.